Okay guys, I'm going to make a really quick video because we're about to go pick up dinner. But I felt like I needed to mention this to y'all. This is something that I found last night. I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with Dr. Barry All, or how many of you might have watched any of Pastor Mark Carell's YouTube channel sermons, or his series on the star signs. This is not astrology. This is literally astronomy, as in the Bible tells us, God created basically the sun, moon, and stars for signs and seasons. And it's not like, oh, my sign's a Libra, or oh, I'm a Taurus, or whatever. We don't have signs. That's a false thing. That's from the devil. But the things that we've been taught are the horoscope are actually in the Bible as the Mazzaroth. And it's basically all the constellations, all of the stars were put there by God to help us as his clock. They're basically his clock, his countdown, his, I guess it's like his billboard to show us things that are coming, times when he's trying to say, pay attention, something's happening, or something's going to happen here, or whatever. And think in terms of the wise men that showed up when Jesus was born. Did you ever wonder how they knew? Well, we know from the Bible that they followed a star, but how did they know? How did they know that particular time, that particular star, that particular location? So if you do a little digging, what you find out is that those wise men were from Babylon. And follow that a little further back in the Bible, go to the book of Daniel, and what you're going to see is that Daniel was actually one of the wisest men probably that ever lived. But Daniel taught the Babylonians about God's star signs and what they meant, what the significance was. The whole story of the resurrection, the birth, the crucifixion of Jesus, the whole salvation story, everything is in the stars for people to see. So I would strongly recommend that y'all watch the Star Sign series that Mark Carell did, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I've spent 2 minutes telling you all that to tell you this. So because I watched 15 hours worth of stuff from Mark Carell on the star signs and what God's story about Jesus and redemption and everything in the stars, what it says, I downloaded the app Delirium to my phone. So every night before I go to bed, I check Delirium. So this week is a special week for Israel. This is the week that the 9th of Av happens. Traditionally, that has not been a great time for Israel. The 9th of Av is when the first temple was destroyed. It's when the second temple in Jerusalem was destroyed. Just Google 9th of Av, and it's AV. That's the Hebrew month. And just see what all happened on the 9th of Av. But what you're going to find is some really, really bad things happen. So that is going to be this week. So I kind of have that in the back of my mind anyway. This might be a very significant week for Israel. That something might be going on, especially with the skirmishes going back and forth with the rockets between them and Hezbollah, and different things going on with Syria and Iran and such. In any case, so I checked this Delirium last night before I went to bed, and what I saw was that today is Tuesday. Where I live, I am 8 hours behind Jerusalem time. Okay, so on my today, which is Tuesday, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, Jerusalem time, the moon, which always in the Bible signifies Israel, is sitting literally in the left scale of the constellation of Libra, which is God's symbol for divine judgment. So it's literally sitting right there in the left scale. After it passes, as time goes by and the things shift, a few hours go by, it moves from sitting in the left scale of Libra to between the claws of a monster constellation that's called Antares. So with that and the fact that it's the 9th of Av, I would just ask that you prayerfully consider, what I've said, that this might be a week of some serious significance for Israel. And what I just kind of feel in my spirit, and I feel a sense of urgency that we really, really need to be praying for Israel. That God will supernaturally protect them, and that he will allow them to escape whatever the enemy might try and bring against them and elude them, and that he would just kind of keep them in his hands and protect them and protect the people of Israel. So I would ask y'all please to do that and consider that. And I don't know if y'all can see these beautiful sky and the beautiful clouds, but just wanted y'all to see that. So please pray for Israel. If you have any questions about the 9th of Av, or Mark Carell, or Delirium, or any of those things, just put them in the comments below. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.